The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good evening everybody and welcome to the call. This is Mel Geek Girl Worthington presenting from the banks of the mighty Murray River in Australia. This call will only take 20 minutes of your time and we'll be hearing from a special guest. So he'll be here in a little while. So let's jump right in and get to it. Let's get started. You've joined us tonight because you have been hearing about what we have here going on at AMP, or maybe you've been invited to the call and you're curious to see what all the excitement's about. Well, I just wanted to assure you that you are in the right place. This call is for the person hearing about us for the very first time or newly joined and wanted to clarify what you've learnt so far. So no matter what your reason for joining us tonight, I assure you that this will be the most productive 20 minutes of your week. One of the most explosive, exciting, profitable and ever-evolving industries on the planet is the app and game industry. With Google and Apple stores being the two biggest players, it seems a shame to let them have all the fun, right? Well, we will come back to that and how we can change that a little bit later. I have some really interesting stats for you, so sit tight and get ready to say, oh my God. In 2015, Apple and Google Play stores produced over $75 million a day in revenue. In January 2017, Apple got off to a record start, topping $240 million in app sales on the 1st of January. The question you should be thinking is, how can I get a piece of this? Did you know that there are over 4 million apps and games in the app stores, 2.2 million in Google Play and over 2 million in Apple? However, only 2% of those games will ever generate over 99% of the revenue. No other industry has grown as fast, and being under 10 years old, this industry is still a baby and we're seeing amazing growth in just the last 24 months. This industry is ripe for the picking and we are ready to disrupt it. Shall I state it again? 2% of over 4 million apps that exist in Google and Apple produce over 99% of the revenue. That leaves a lot of apps left undiscovered, and it is only a matter of time before another Pokemon Go, Candy Crush, Angry Birds or Clash of the Clans comes along and grabs the limelight. So hopefully I'm painting a nice picture here. Millions of undiscovered apps and games that are left in the apps graveyard. Still needing to be discovered, potentially great ones too. Even the best games can be left out in the cold. Introducing AMP, the Associate Marketing Program, an industry groundbreaking program bringing ownership to the masses. You can own your own app store. An app store that will feature mobile apps and games and give them the attention and exposure they deserve. We will be filling your AMP store with a balance of hand-picked, undiscovered apps along some of the top-performing apps in the industry. Some really cool apps and games along with some old favourites ready to be rediscovered, and all in your very own AMP store. Have fun sharing these with your family, friends and all over your social networks. People love playing new games. Okay, so now I've told you about the AMP store, I need to explain something about what we're doing here. It's called disruptive technology. What we have a product that will disrupt the industry, because up until now only a couple of major players have controlled the market of apps and games. What we have is a product that will appeal to the masses in a major way, giving them an alternative and therefore forever changing the industry and how people play apps and games. Some great examples of disruptive technology are smartphone, cloud computing, which is a massive favourite of mine as it makes working mobile or a laptop lifestyle, as we call it, so easy. Another favourite of mine is Uber, which surpassed $5 billion in net revenue in 2015 and is forever changing the private transport industry. These are all examples of disruptive technologies, just to name a few. So here at AMP, we're the first to market for a subscription-based model for apps and games. This is a one-of-a-kind. Many are calling this the Netflix of mobile apps and games. So no, we are not associated with Netflix. We are just being akin to their subscription-based services. We are, however, introducing the first subscriptions-based program for mobile apps and games called AMP Club. This has to be the coolest thing since the first app showed up on the iPhone in 2009. There are 3 different subscriptions in the AMP Club. There's the Kids Club, which has 100 apps and games. the Games Club, which has 300, and the Productivity Apps Club, which has 400. That's over 800 premium apps and games, and new content will be added each month. These subscriptions come with full versions of all apps and games and require no tokens, no in-app purchases. You will have full access to everything and unlimited play. That is amazing. But do you want more? Of course you do. We're also rolling out AMP branded technology products. We've got an Android tablet, a health tracker, and one of the tech world's up-and-coming must-have products, virtual reality goggles. These will all work with your AMP Club. Okay, so I'll let your little heart settle a little bit and take a breath as I bring out our very special guest. He has been working in the network marketing industry for a little while, and I've only met this gentleman recently, but I have to say that I am very impressed and very honoured to be working alongside of him. His, I guess his leadership style, and I say philosophy, would have to be described as leaving no man behind. I would like to welcome to the floor Grant Rutley. You there, Grant? Sorry, you there? I'm not unmuted you.
I'm here, Mel. How are you going?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. The floor is all yours.
Well, I might just go. Yep, I'll just go through a little background. I've been in the online marketing space for probably about 3 or 4 years now, and I use this opportunity effectively to try and change my life and change my family's life as far as bringing additional income into the household to try and have what I call a plan B. So I have a full-time job. I get paid pretty well, and that's great. But there's never a surety about what tomorrow brings. So in my past lives, I've been made redundant a couple of times. I've struggled sometimes to get employment. I've also been divorced and been through a lot of ups and downs. So I use online marketing as a tool where potentially I can not only change my life but help others do the same, because there's plenty of people, particularly not only in Australia but around the world, that have these challenges of how to pay their bills, how to pay their rent, how to pay their mortgage, you know, where we're going to get the next bit of income from to send their kids to school or buy the uniforms, all those sort of day-to-day simple things. So we've looked around for quite a while. We've been really sort of cautious in what we get involved in. We look hard. We do a lot of due diligence around what we think we want to get into, because we have been naive when we first started, and it's very easy for people to get involved in some opportunities that don't last, and it's really quite difficult sometimes where you get some leaders that you follow and you believe in them, and then they turn out to actually they're just commission junkies. So in particular with AMP, and I put a post up in Facebook in my own profile today, I just want to quickly run through what I find is when you're trying to tick some boxes and look for something that's a real opportunity that's potentially going to drive some real success, you got to look for a few things. So I jotted a few things down, and one is the company's run by real business owners, the company that undercommits and over-delivers and is honest, the company that actually pays when they say they will pay, the leaders that actually tell the truth and help everyone win. The product that actually exists is real, and it's not just something that people would want to get hold of. The support system that's actually in place actually responds, and you don't have to wait for weeks and weeks to get answers from the support. So for those that are on the call or those who might listen a bit later on, you are, as we say, you're in the right place at the right time. This is a real product that has huge benefit for people who want to get involved to change their life. So just from a point of view of what I believe people need to make sure that they do, these opportunities don't come along very often, but you also got to work hard, and you got to be consistent. You've got to do day-to-day actions, really be positive about what you're trying to do. You can't just expect that the leaders and the company is going to do it all for you. You must do your own work. You must work hard at what things you think you should focus on, and you've got to do those day-to-day actions all the time, every day. And if you do that for 30, 60, 90 days, you will have success. You look to the leaders, you look to people who can answer your questions. If we don't know the answers to some of those questions that people want to get answered, we know the people to get to. We've obviously, with myself meeting Mel, which is great here in Australia, and we've met Justin and we've talked to the corporate team. these people are real. They really want our feedback. They really want to work with us, and that's really a rarity in some of these parts of the industry where most people just want to take your money, run away, and leave what I call the little people, which I don't like using that term too much, but I'm one of those. I believe we're just the day-to-day person. We're normally the 98% of people that don't have success. We're the 2% of the commission junkies do. And what we want to do with AMP here is we want to turn this around and make sure the 98% are the ones that win. And if we all do that, not only do we succeed, but AMP, the company itself, will succeed. And together, we're going to have a really good 2017. So I am really pleased to be on here with you, Mel. I do appreciate all the help yourself, Justin, and the corporate team is already giving us. And we're working really hard to build our teams and make sure, even if people aren't in their own team, we'll help them as well. So we just want everyone to work hard with us, understand that this is where we need to be right now, and take advantage of this games and apps world, because the product is real. You've got something that is viable, people can download, people can use, and it's an actual real product. So thanks very much for your time, Mel, and yeah, we'll look forward to some more as we go along.
Great. Thank you so much, Grant. I really appreciate it. And like you said, I think you're definitely a leave no man behind kind of guy. So thank you so much, and stick around for the rest of the call.
My pleasure.
Okay, so you've heard about what we have. So how do you get in? You get the official AMP Store app on your smartphone for a one-time setup fee of only $32.99 US, which includes your first month, okay? So you don't have to pay on top of. And then there's a monthly license fee, which is only $13.99 US. That's it. Now for an extra $6, you can add on to that your AMP Club and become an AMP Premium Associate. This gives you access to everything for less than $20 a month, that is $5 a week. Included in your monthly license fee is training in the online marketing. This is a turnkey system, guys. Even if you have no experience in online marketing or social media marketing, we're going to train you. You get an all-in-one marketing systems funnel, capture pages, landing pages, email responders, complete and ready to use. You also get all of your technical support, and AMP will continually be adding new content, apps and games to your app stores. So now you know what you get, how to get in. Do you want to know how to get paid? We use at AMP a 3x9 matrix, which is a forced and compressible matrix. This is the best kind, as the forced and compressible means no holes in your earning potential. The key is to get in early and get on top. To unlock all 9 levels of income, you only need to refer 3 AMP associates. AMP includes a fast start bonus that pays down 3 generations, and now guys, for the month of April, that is double bonus, double fast start bonus on that fast start. So it's really worth getting in this month. AMP passes through 100% of all AMP Store revenue that comes from the AMP Store, advertising and in-app ads and in-app purchases. That's unheard of. Could you imagine if Apple or Google were giving away 100% of their revenue? So the secret to success here is easy. Share the fun, share the club, and share in the revenue. Now what about that Netflixy thing? How do I make money from that, you say? Well, as an AMP Premium Associate, remember we mentioned that before, for $20 US per month, you will have the ability to sell the AMP Club subscriptions retail for only $10.99 US a month. The customer gets all 3 AMP subscriptions I talked about before, and you will receive a $2 a month residual from every AMP Club subscription you sell. You will also earn a $1 residual from everyone in your team that they sell. That's huge. Earn 100% revenue from apps and games in the App Store, earn residual from the AMP Club retail memberships, and earn from building your network of like-minded AMP associates. Now, once you fill your first 3 levels in the matrix, which is just 39 spots, you can take another position on level 4. This means you have just doubled your income potential. But I'm not done yet. Once you fill your first 3 levels in your second matrix, you can take a third position. That is 3 3x9 matrices and triple the income. That is a potential $90,000 US a month just from the matrix. That's triple the income. We already have associates working on their third matrix and we have only just launched. Okay, so here comes my little income disclosure. It's almost impossible to fill a matrix, but if you only fill 20% of the 3 matrices that you're allowed to take, you are still looking at $18,000 per month. Now that is a very doable task for everybody taking this business seriously. There is a lot of power in this pay plan, so please don't let the low monthly fee fool you. We have some powerhouse associates out there set to soar in 2017, and we have everything you need to help you do it. Think back to my earlier comments. Over $75 million a day was generated in 2015. Do you want a piece of that? Oh yeah, you do. I certainly do. What we have here is a great platform for success, great products, great support, and a turnkey system which includes a community of like-minded people we call the AMP Nation. If you tuned in at the beginning of this call, you know, as Grant said, you are in the right place at the right time. So guys, here we are at the end of the call. What now? Well, you get back to the person that invited you to this call so they can get you the link to get started with us here at AMP. Come and partner with us. We are building one of the coolest tech companies in the history of this industry. Thanks for listening, and thanks again to our special guest, Grant. This is Mel, Geek Girl Worthington from Mildura. See you at the top.